You checked your balance this morning. It looked decent, maybe even good, and for a second, you felt okay. But somewhere underneath that feeling was a quiet question. Why does it never feel like enough? You've been doing everything right. You're not buying designer clothes. You cut back on takeout. You moved money into savings every single month. And yet the gap between where you are and where you want to be, it isn't closing. Tom felt the same way at 27. He had just over $10,000 sitting in his savings account. He'd worked hard for every dollar of it. It felt like proof he was responsible. It felt like security. What he didn't know was that money was quietly shrinking, not from the balance, from the value. Here's what nobody taught you growing up. Saving money and building wealth are not the same thing. They never were, but every adult around you used those words interchangeably. So you did too. And what happens next is the part most people miss. While Tom felt safer each month, the world kept getting more expensive. His grocery bill crept up. His rent renewal came in higher. His $10,000 in savings could buy measurably less than it could 2 years ago. His bank balance said one number. Reality said another. This is the trap. It's not loud. It doesn't announce itself. The savings trap works in total silence. It lets you feel progress while quietly falling behind. Nobody designed it to hurt you. The game just changed and nobody told you. There is a number your bank doesn't show you. It's called your real return. Your savings account might show 4% interest. But if inflation is running at 3.5 to 4%, you're barely breaking even. Some years you're actually going backwards. Tom was going backwards and didn't know it. But here is what nobody tells you about money. The single most powerful thing your first $10,000 can do is not sit still. Money that sits still loses. Money that moves builds. There is no neutral option. Every dollar you own is either growing or shrinking right now. Think about what that actually means. If Tom had put that $10,000 into a broad index fund at age 25 instead of a savings account, by the time he turned 60, he'd have crossed $100,000 without adding another dollar, without checking it every week, without becoming a finance expert, just by starting. But Tom waited. He wanted to feel ready first. He downloaded podcasts. He bookmarked articles. He told himself he'd invest once he understood it better. He started at 35 instead. Same $10,000, same fund, same patience. He ended up with $68,000 at 60. 1 decade of waiting cost him over $40,000, not because he made a bad investment, because he made no investment. And what happens next is the part that stings. That gap only exists because of time, not skill, not luck, not income, time. And the savings trap steals your time by making waiting feel responsible. Now let's talk about 3 truths about money that quietly separate the people who build wealth from those who don't. The first truth is that safety is not the same as protection. Most people believe putting money in savings is protecting it. It feels logical. Banks feel safe. Cash feels real. But protection from what? If your savings are growing at 4% and inflation is at 3.5%, your real gain is almost nothing. Over a decade, that safe money loses a significant portion of its real purchasing power. Tom's $10,000 could feel safe in the bank, but in terms of what it could actually buy him, it was eroding year by year. Real protection means staying ahead of inflation. That requires growth. Growth requires investing. The second truth is that markets reward patience more than intelligence. Most people avoid the stock market because it looks chaotic. It goes up, it goes down, it makes headlines, and that volatility makes it feel dangerous. But zoom out. Every investor who held a broad index fund for 20 uninterrupted years across crashes, recessions, bubbles came out ahead every single time. The danger isn't the market, the danger is panic. The danger is watching the market fall and pulling your money out. That locks in a loss that time would have healed. Tom's biggest risk isn't a market crash, it's himself selling too early. The third truth is that compounding punishes waiting more than anything else. People think the difference between starting at 25 and starting at 35 is 10 years. It's not. It's exponential. In the early years, compounding is slow and underwhelming, but by year 15 or 20, the growth starts accelerating. The people who started a decade earlier are already in that acceleration phase. The people who waited are just entering the slow part. Starting late doesn't mean you lose, but it does mean you're playing a harder game for the same prize. Tom eventually opened his investment account. He automated a monthly contribution. He stopped checking it when headlines got scary. He treated it like a utility bill, something that runs in the background while life happens. And that's the quiet reality nobody talks about. You have two paths from here. One path is what you've been doing, money and savings, feeling responsible, slowly falling behind inflation without realizing it, comfortable, cautious, and quietly losing ground. The other path doesn't require you to become someone different. It doesn't require a finance degree. It requires one decision made once. Open the account. Automate the investment. Leave it alone. Tom made that decision late. You don't have to. Your $10,000 is either working right now or it isn't. That's not a threat. That's just how time works.